and you spent about $115,000 more than what was budgeted. This is just general operations. Again, a lot of that has to do with grants. A lot of times it's kind of hard to predict what grants you're going to get and what spending you're going to have there. So it all came out in the end, and you got that did come out favorably, $128,000. Page 42. Another thing we look at are internal controls. We kind of take a look at your internal controls, what goes on, your processes, procedures, and everything like that. We don't render an opinion on that, but we didn't find any material weaknesses. Material weaknesses are big issues that you would have with that. We didn't find any of those. We did have one significant deficiency, which is a lesser, something that needs to be addressed, but it's one that we put in every single audit report, so it's nothing new. It's just basically, it talks about the finance department being too small to produce the financial statements and everything like that. Towns the size, that's very common, so it's something it's just always going to be in this report. And another big deal. In your management letter, we look at findings. We didn't have any new findings this year. We continued with bank recs and credit cards, but there were no new findings. Just throughout the year. And then page 46 just talks about your stewardship of public funds, and we didn't find anything issues with your stewardship of public funds based on your investment policy. So we really appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys, and appreciate I know Noah was involved with that and everything like that. And you got a nice time with that, and everything was provided for.
And before this is submitted to the state, could I ask you to please make one change on page number 5? It was on my preview copy that was sent to me, and that is our attorney is no longer Fred Coberline Jr. Our attorney is Mr. Lindsay Lander.
Mind if I borrow that pen right there? Sorry, can you spell that again for me?
Lindsey Lander.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
It was in this one that I got that
Okay.
they sent me ahead of time, but I guess it didn't make it over to.
Man, that could have been.
Yeah.
I'll check and see the one that was submitted to the state, and make sure that
Okay.
that's correct.
Thank you.
But, like I said, I appreciate you guys, and look forward to being with you guys.
Hope the gentleman feels better.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, tell Carl hello.
He's a good guy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate
See
you.
all.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Tell him we said you did a great job tonight.
You'll be proud.
He was able to bring ever since we got in there. Okay, all right, Ms. Connie, number 2.
Okay, number 2 is the approval of the lease agreement amendment for the Fort White Gun Club. We had verbally conveyed this information to you at the last meeting, but we did not have the actual agreement. So we're just asking for approval of the agreement, which states the items or the terms that we verbalized at the last meeting, which is the $500 per month rent,
Right.
and the lease being in effect on August 2023, which is this month.
And we still got a copy of their insurance and all that.
We'll have to get the updated insurance that reflects the $2 million coverage.
Yes. Make sure we get.
We're still owed that, so.
Okay, make sure we get that. All right,
Number 4.
hold on, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Everything's the way it was before we can terminate this at any time. It's like.
Correct.
Right.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the lease agreement for the Fort White Gun Club.
I second.
Good. Any more discussion? All in favor of approving the lease agreement for Fort White Gun Club, say aye. All opposed, say nay. What number we on?
3. Cemetery issues. We have tabled this twice now, and I just wanted to, bring it up again because it twice. I don't know if we are in a position to deal with any of that tonight, and if we're not, I can table it again to give everybody time. But I just did want to share two things with the town council, and that is at the last meeting, Ms. Janice Revels came and asked about these plaques that were done, and she said that Donald Lee had done them, and we did obtain copies from, I guess the files were given to North Florida Professional Services. Mr. Greg Bailey provided these copies to me. This is the first part of the old cemetery, and I believe this is the second part. As you can see, there are no names on here. It does not stipulate who has been promised what. So we do have these final plaques. I was in possession of them before, but they were given to us again. As far as records go, this is what we have for records. A lot of handwritten notes, a lot of this kind of thing, but it does not, none of this stipulates anything that has been promised to anybody. So we're kind of at a quandary. The reason I brought it up again, as I believe we're going to try to find a resolution to the fact that we don't have any records to show anything other than what the people that are currently buried at the cemetery. We don't have any way of knowing.
You did find something from Edmund Hudson stating the one lot that was.
Yes, there was a discrepancy. Miss Revels is upset the fact that she believes that a couple of the lots that have been assigned to someone else belong to her. But I have a letter here signed by Mr. Edmund Hudson assigning those lots to a different person. And I mean, it's right here in the file. So I don't know what transpired or anything. All I can do is go by what I've got in the file here.
Yeah, when everything calms down a little bit, let's table this and then come back to it. It's a lot of
We
discussion.
need to have a workshop on it. Connie and I went over it Friday, and she has more documents than that we're just gonna have to figure it out.
So let's table it tonight and let's go back to it, if y'all okay with that.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, 'cause this is going to take some, yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna-
it's gonna take a job.
so yeah, let's do that, let's table that tonight.
You know, if I share the records with everybody and show everybody what I have, a lot of y'all have been here a long time, and it may ring some bells about different situations and different things that I'm not privy to.
Right.
Since I don't live here and I haven't grown up here, and it may shed some light on it. So like the mayor said, if we have a workshop and I bring out all the what I do have, perhaps we can piece some of this together.
The one question, the two plots, the two surveys you have there,
Yes,
does that take up the whole old cemetery?
believe it
I mean,
does,
you
yes.
believe it does? Okay.
Yes,
That's
yes.
something to start with.
All right,
Yes.
so let's table that, let's
Yes.
move on, let's
Yes.
come back to that on the workshop.
Okay.
So,
Number 4 is the first presentation of the proposed enterprise budget for next year, next fiscal year, 2023, 2024. You'll find you have a copy on the table that says revised on it. Yes, that is the one that we need to look at. The reason it's revised is because I finally got some numbers from the tax collector and from our proposed franchise fees for garbage. So I've plugged in the numbers that I've been given, and you'll see under 2022-23 what was budgeted for this year was $137,000, made up of residential garbage, commercial franchise fee, and the county water payment. The expenses, if you'll look at under year-to-date annualized, that's what we have received year-to-date times 12 to get an annual figure.
no.
It was on the table
I know,
when you got here.
Go ahead, I got it, go ahead.
You voted on it?
The second column is what has transpired this year for 10 months. And that was annualized out to give you a snapshot of where I think we'll be come September 30th. So according to this, we will be approximately $47,000 to be able to put into cash reserves. For next year, I have proposed an income of $113,600 and expenses of $69,526, which would give us a cash reserve of $44,074. You'll see that there's a big difference in what I budgeted for this year versus what has actually happened. The reason being is that when we sat down and were calculating out and speaking with the county regarding the garbage fees, etc., we were not made aware that there would be no franchise fees paid on commercial cans. That's a commercial business that has just a can size rather than a dumpster. In the past, Waste Pro have been paying us franchise fees on those cans, and for whatever reason, this is something that I have to get into. I just found this out, so I'm going to have to get into this and find out what we're going to do about this going forward. Because we were being paid franchise fees on commercial cans.
And we're not now?
Correct, we're not
How,
now.
since when?
Since October 1 of last year, when we gave the garbage over. We got out of our contract with Waste Pro and piggybacked on the county's contract.
Right.
And I've read the county's contract. It does not address the fact that there will be no franchise fees paid on commercial cans.
I know, I
So
called.
that's an issue we